Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get this meeting started. At this time, could you all please stand for a moment of prayer? Our kind and gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, you've granted us another beautiful day. Be with us, Lord, as we go through this weekend for the remembrance of you, dear Lord, on the resurrection there on Sunday morning. Guide and direct us with our families and how we celebrate this weekend. May we keep you in our hearts and our minds always. Be with us today, Lord, as we go through this meeting. Guide us again on how we conduct this meeting and direct us in the way you'd have us to go. In your heavenly sweet name we pray. Amen. Amen. And while we're standing, if you will, please. Mr. Mitch, would you please lead us in the...
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let me see it. All right, amendments to the agenda. On the amendments to the agenda, we got to add C under action items, the EXP contract. Anything else, Ms. Lisa, we need to change on that? All right. That being said, I need a number 5, approval of the agenda. I need to move a second to approve the agenda.
Second.
Moving a second. All that favor, let know by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, thank you. That has been approved. At this time, we're going to go into employee recognition. Ms. Denny, Mr. Sloan, Chief Sloan. I think you're going to be involved in this. Whatever.
Okay, folks, this is exciting and fun for me because we have some really wonderful long-term employees, and it is my honor to honor them. And these are two really big ones tonight. First, we have Mr. Jim Harvey. He'll come up. For 10 years of service as our county marshal. I bet you've seen a lot in those 10 years.
A little bit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you'll hang out, we're going to do one more. And then we have a really large one, 20 years, for Christy Fisher with 911.
You want to try to get them all in one shot?
We could.
Get them all in there.
Get all of it.
That's called a Charlie.
You want to get over more center? I can. You can get in front of my camera too.
I'm good.
Doesn't matter.
I know it.
Come on. Do it. Got it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Slow
Take her
down.
on. Oh, thanks, Steve. Now, Mr. Sloan? No?
We have.
Mr. Wayne, William Shane Callahan was sworn in at the state capitol as our local fire marshal in and for the county. This was on February the 4th of 19. Basically, what this allows him to do, it reviews plans and specifications, conduct fire safety inspections, conduct fire scene investigation, prepare and submit reports to the state. Along with that, Shane was also, he is our county life safety coordinator for the schools program, and does an excellent job. I could continue to go and go on, but basically we have the commissioners, they've got him a plaque here that we would like to give Shane. Come on up here, brother. Give me the official badge there. You can put it there, but he's gonna put it right down here.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's killing me bad.
I'll get on this.
Yeah, just to get into Poland to watch a baseball game.
So where are you going? So that side's smaller.
Thank you.
All right, go again.
All right. Thank you.
All right, we've got under number 7, we got consent agenda. We did quite a few proclamations, and for time's sake, and we've already read these before, so I'm not going to read them again, but A, Child Abuse Awareness Proclamation, signed this month. Also, Keep Pickens Beautiful Proclamation, signed this month. C, Health Fair Proclamation, was signed this month. Crime Victims Proclamation was signed this month. And also the National Boys and Girls Club Week Proclamation was signed this month. So those are under the consent agenda. That brings us down to old business, Jones Mountain Road update. And I'm going to turn it over real quick to Mr. Dwayne Comer, the representative of EXP. Can you give us all an update on how it's proceeding up there, please?
Yes, sir. Well, today, you know, they was getting close on the water line. I don't know if they finished this afternoon. But
They had contacted me earlier, and I think they said the water line would be done by this evening late.
Okay, and they cut it, got it all cut in?
Yes.
They've already taken in the stream buffer variance. We had the stream buffer that was allowed, you know, by EPD for us. They've gone in there, they've cleared all the brush. They've cleaned up those slopes. They have started entrenching the erosion control, the fencing along the barrier at the bottom of the slope. Also, there's a few other utilities up there that we discussed, and I think they're getting in touch with those and working with those folks also to get those taken care of. There's a couple more companies out there on that. The work on the soil now will start Monday morning. They'll have everything else. They'll have all their erosion in, everything will be ready to go. And Eugene spoke with Steve Poole today, and he's still shooting for your May 1st day, you know, to be able to open the one side up, get it shored up, get it up.
What he told me last night is they're starting Monday to go ahead and put those soil anchors, hold that one lane into the mountain.
That's right.
And get all that done. We're a little ahead of schedule, so I think the issue he had was the red lights might not be here exactly. If we happen to get everything done, he's trying to figure out a way we can open that lane a little quicker.
Mm-hmm. And I think he did talk about maybe he might get something to go pick them up. You know,
Yeah.
He's waiting on them to get shipped, but he might just have to go pick them up.
Where are they at, man?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly where they have to go get them at, but they've got them ordered and they're on their way. But you know, they want to expedite that to do that. And he just wants to be able to get that out there. That way, you don't have to have a person out there continually signaling, you know, letting traffic through. So, as far as everything, I had 2 of our guys out there today just inspected what they had put out, and it was moving very, you know, very quickly getting that done.
And we moved the water line over to where they can put the guardrails in because we're losing shoulder with this new type of system we're putting in. So we had to move the water line over to get that in. And then what I did, what I give permission to is go ahead and get the water line in, get the dirt packed, and then we're going to gravel all that in there to where the public can come down and pull over and come down that side and be able to drive over that water line.
And plus, that way you eliminate that conflict between the water line and the contractor.
Right.
It's not even an issue anymore, so.
Yeah, that should be completed. Is there gonna be an issue, because they asked me about the old water line that's still up there. It's disconnected, but as far as I'm concerned, just go ahead and drive the pylons for the guardrail right through that
Yeah,
old water
probably
line.
since they've cut it and, you know, they've already cut that trench where they, you know, brought it across
Correct.
on both sides. It shouldn't be an issue, I don't think.
Okay.
Do you think that'll be an issue?
No, I don't think it, I mean, we were just concerned about the combination of a high-pressure water main and the guardrail post being installed in close proximity.
Yeah, that's why we went ahead and moved it. 'Cause I want to get it moved out of y'all's, out of their way so we can proceed on.
But everything's going as should be.
All right?
If you got any, you know, any other questions?
Y'all got questions for Mr. Coleman? Wayne?
Good job.
They're getting it, they get it.
Thank you for being here. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
All right, that brings us down to new business. Summary handbook updates. Alton, I think you've got, where'd you go? There it is. I think you've got the summary handbook update for 2019. I have reviewed them a few times, and this is the page that we're adding this to the handbook for Pickens County. And your number. Gotta follow along. Y'all have any further questions about it? You see anything we need to add or take away? All right, I need to move in a second to approve.
Second.
Move in a second, any further discussion? All that in favor, let know by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, thank you. All those things. Anything you need to add, we're already voted on. Anything you need to add? Looks pretty good. Thank you very much. All right. That brings us down to Ms. Harvey on the 2019 TAN bids.
Okay. If you'll just pass these down, this is the information on the bid request for the TAN. It's going to remain at $5.5 million for this year. The notices, requests were sent out on March 14th to the different banks, actually to the 5 banks that are listed there. And the deadline was Friday, March 29th, and we did receive two bids, one from Community Bank of Pickens County, and they submitted an interest rate of 2.99 with a drawdown instrument. And we also got a bid from United Community Bank. Their interest rate is 3.13%.
Any other questions from Ms. Fay?
I was just curious, what's the dollar amount that we borrowed last year?
It's the same.
But this is a drawdown instrument, which means that we don't have to take it all.
Right, okay.
Right, and it is a short-term, it's short-term borrowing. It has to be repaid by the end of the year.
That's only one from United Community Bank and Community Bank Pickens County going to do the bid. Nobody else wanted to bid on it.
BB&T Governmental, they submitted a bid last year on the TAN, and we have some of our capital leases with them, but they only do capital improvement projects. They did send me a note saying they were not interested in it.
Okay. And you didn't hear anything from Regions or Renaissance?
I did not.
Okay. All right, what's y'all's pleasure?
Well, it's close, but I would say we go with the low bid, the low rate.
All right.
Keep on it.
So I have a move to go with the Community Bank of Pickens County.
Yes.
All right, everybody get a second? Have a move and a second, any further discussion? None being all in favor, let them saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. There you go, Ms. Fay. Now that brings us down to item number 10 under the finance report. Ms. Fay, I'm turning it back over to you again.
The finance report that y'all have tonight is for the period that ended March 31st. And that's 3 months of our fiscal year, and the expenditure budget should not exceed 25%. On the revenues, for the total general fund revenues through the end of March was $3,195,742. That's 12.14% of the amount budgeted. The expenditures for the general government functions, $821,146, and that's 22.94%. For the judicial expenditures, the total is $754,552, and that's 20.8%. For public safety, total expenditures are $3,239,366, and that's 23%. Okay, and then we go to the public works functions. Their expenditures were $808,988, and that's 26.47%. And as we discussed last time, that the road, the public works they are slightly over, but he had a large capital outlay expense that he purchased in January, so that will skew it. It's almost back to where it should be. For the health department, senior center, and the MATS program, expenditures are $42,635. That's 13.63%. For culture and recreation, $182,311, and that's 18.03%. For housing and development, $143,534, and that is 21.81%. So the total expenditures for the first quarter of the year are $5,992,534, and that's 22.76%. So that's a little over 2% under budget. For the enterprise funds, the water department expenditures so far are $380,584, and that's 15.76%. For the airport, expenditures are $108,134, and that's 23.79%. The line item budget reports went out to everyone, to the department heads and elected officials on April 15th, and I have copies of all those if you all need to see them. Any questions?
All right, now, any questions to that? You want to talk about your request for amendment?
Yes, I did a request for amendment of the 2019 budget to recognize the revenues that we're getting from DOT for the Jones Mountain project, and that is emergency LMIG funds in the amount of $500,000, and the other revenue amount is a grant from GTIB. That's a grant award in the amount of $1,300,000. And on the expenditure side, we would just increase the road department expenditures.
The 1.8
million.
million.
One project line, yes.
You need to move in a second for that.
Yes, please.
So moved.
So,
Moving to second, any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fay. All right, that brings us down to item number 11, under action items. We need an approval for the board minutes of March 21st, 2019. Y'all should have had a copy of those. I read through them, didn't see any additions or deletions or any misspellings. That was in those. What's y'all's favor on that? Okay, have a move to approve.
Second.
Moving to second, any further discussion? None being, all in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Approved, thank you. It's been approved. That brings us down to item B under rezone request. Rodney, we don't have any rezones, do we?
Not for this month, no, sir.
Okay. And then, of course, we got item number C on the EXP contract. That's the company that Mr. Dwayne Comer works for. We have a contract with them on hourly rates as we go forward. Do you have any issues with that contract? Pardon? I'm sorry. Okay. I need a move and a second if you all approve the EXP contract. Dwayne, you want to speak towards that contract? It's pretty well an hour rate, what you've got.
Yes, and the inspector, it's got the inspector rates at everywhere. It's only like enough to make sure we see that we facilitate everything needed that y'all want to turn in, you know, and as far as paying the contractor, and we talked about that at the pre-con meeting the other day, so we'll have people out there when needed, and not a lot. I think we're about 30 hours a week on the main inspector. Then if anything happens, you know, and have to get EPD, or we got hours set up for Eugene or myself to get out there and look at it.
If you remember, EXP is the company we dealt with 4-way stops and a few items around the county over the last six months. With this incident that we had up on Jones Mountain, they have been very instrumental in helping us get through this process, getting the proof of DOT, getting the monies that we were able to achieve from the state. All that being said, I felt like it was necessary, as the amount of this project is to get a contract with EXP where we have everything listed and have it in the book as such. So I need to move it.
I'm sorry, it is required by the grant.
It is required by the grant that we have an engineering company oversee. So that being said, I need to move a second to approve.
Second.
Moving to any further discussion? None being, all in favor, know by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. All right, that brings us down to item number 12, guests and comments. Anybody got any? Yes, Mitch.
I've got some questions. You know, we started the meeting with employee recognition, and I came to the March meeting at a work section, and we talked about similar thing, employee recognition for the older employee, you know, that worked on with the new gift card system. Y'all set up a meeting, got the figures, and I'm just wondering, I mean, the figures I saw was like 110 difference, you know, from regular employees, from public safety was like 64, to all employees, and it was included like 110. So I didn't know where it stood to get on.
Gift card will be here. They're coming to our work session.
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
So they're coming May 2nd, so then by next month, because, I mean, you know, I'm talking about Jerry Walker, they've been saying for a year. And in my
as you well know, it takes a year or better to get these details worked out.
Yeah,
and to get the financing on that. But yeah, we understand.
So, but I'm saying in that year, the savings to the county from new employee to his salary would have been 110, and that's just one employee. So by next meeting, it'll be brought up.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The under the contract that we're trying to get worked out and get changed. With gift court coming in, once we approve that, it's still got to go to the feds, doesn't it, to get approved?
It'll be a plan change.
Yeah, it'll be a completely plan change. So that's what we're trying to do, be sure we have all our ducks in the row when they're coming in May 2nd. Because once we get it set up there, then it's still got to go to the federal government.
So it may realistically be 8 months, 6 months?
I hope not.
I don't think it should take that long.
I wouldn't think so.
It may take 2 or 3 months, but it shouldn't take much less than that, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get on the board.
Yeah. Pardon?
I'm just trying to figure out how to get on the sheet.
That's it. Any other comments, questions? Man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call this meeting to an end, and I want to wish each and every one a great Easter holiday. Thank y'all for coming.